Exchange.
Your boy Russ again, back with another one. On this one, man, I just want to talk to you guys about what level or what trim should you start a YouTube channel with. If you're doing a car channel, in this instance, let's say a Mopar channel, but take this as if I'm saying as if it can be applied to any channel I'm talking about. So if it was a Chevy channel, you're gonna start with this model. If it was a Ford channel, you're gonna start with this model. To me personally, if I was just starting out, let's say I have a good amount of money, but I don't have a lot of money to go out and get the top of the line vehicle, i.e. a Hellcat, and I'm starting a Mopar channel. Unless I know for a fact I can get into a RT comfortably, and when I say comfortably, I'm saying that I can get into it and I have the means to be able to do modifications on the car. If you can't get into it comfortably like that, then me personally, I say start with a V6. And me personally, I would start with something like what is it called? It's a little bit above the SXT. I think it's called a GT or something. Might be the GT. I would start a little bit above a SXT. So I think that's the GT, if I'm not mistaken. Or it's not a rally. I can't remember what it is at this time, but what I'm saying is, don't start with just a regular SXT unless you get an SXT that has every package you can get on it. You know what I mean? Because you want to start with a good platform to where as though you can build upon, and a lot of people are going to respond to. I mean, I've seen some super dope V6 Chargers and Challengers that people done a lot of things to, and they look just as good as like a Scatpack and Hellcat, all that. So it's possible, guys. The reason I say start at the lowest you can is because if you're starting a channel and you want the channel to really generate money, you're gonna have to put out a lot of content. I think they say around 150 videos or vlogs is where you want to be. Now you gotta think, if you just jump straight out there with a Hellcat, yeah, you can do 150 vlogs, but I mean, you're gonna run out of stuff. I'm not saying you're gonna run out of ideas and everything, you know, to keep bringing more views and stuff to the channel, but it's not too much you can do to a Hellcat unless you're trying to do like crazy amount of power, you racing it everywhere, blah 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 blah. I'm saying if you start with that V6 and you're vlogging everything, whatever, I'll put some seat covers on. Oh, look at these. I did a front splitter or rear diffuser. I swapped it out, or you know, did a conversion on it. That's a lot of things that you can vlog, and you're not putting that much money into the car, i.e. your car payments and insurance and all that, because the value of the car is so low. You got more money to put into the car. So if you start with the lowest level and you're doing all these things, yeah, it's gonna suck. You might bite a bullet, or you're gonna bite the bullet when you go to get rid of the car, sell a car, whatever. But you may, since it's so low, you may come down and you won't have no negative equity, and you can just get rid of it for everything you owe. And somebody might offer you a little bit more because it's got so much done to it. and then you can move on to the next level. I would go through tiers. Like I would start out with an SX, not an SXT, but a little bit above an SXT. Then I would go to an RT, you know, do what I gotta do. Then I would go to a Scatpack, and then by that time, like I say, by the time you get to the RT, shoot, you gonna have a nice following of subscribers and everything, you know, because of all the content you putting out. By the time you get to the RT, you be good. The channel should be generating some type of income for you to be putting it back into the channel. That's another thing. When you start YouTube, that money that you're gonna get when you get paid by YouTube, you're gonna want to put it back into the channel. Don't account for that money like, oh, this going to bills or whatever. You're gonna want to use that money to put it back into the channel. So, like I said, you're gonna be at the RT level now. You're probably gonna be making some money. You should have the required 1,000 subscribers, the watch hours, all that, because you done been pumping out so much content with your V6 that now you can step up to the 5.7, and now you're in a different ball game, because there's a lot of people who have 5.7s that you can give all this content to. You know what I mean? And 5.7s are dope. I used to have one back in the day. I think I had a 2010, I think, Charger RT. And there's nothing wrong with it, man. They dope cars, and you can do a lot. So yeah, you get that going. Now you got your 5.7 gang, and everybody's seeing all your content. You're doing this, that, and the third. You're bringing more people in, more people in. Then once you max that out, you move on to a Scatpack. Now, some people are good with just a Scatpack, and I would have been good with just the Scatpack, guys. Like, I wouldn't have went for the Hellcat, none of that, until I got a taste of the power in the Hellcat, and then it was over for me right there. Once I got the taste of the power, I was like, yup, I'm gonna do it. At first I was like, I'm gonna make my Scatpack, you know, faster than a Hellcat and all that, but it would have took so much money, guys. Like, it would have took me, at the end of the day, and I'm just being generous, it probably would have took me to get my Scatpack from where it is to, you know, just waxing Hellcats. It probably would have took me like anywhere from 25 to 30,000, and that's everything. That's engine, transmission swap, driveline, freaking everything that you could do to the car. It would have been like 25, 30,000. And that, to me, it just didn't make sense. If I paid 50 for the car, now I'm gonna dump another 30 into it. And that's 30. How would you say it? That's 30 that can basically blow up on me or whatever. You get what I'm saying? Like, yes, I would trust the people that builds the car, and they're professionals. They know what they're doing. Yada yada yada. But when you start adding force induction to a car, and you making the car, you know, more powerful than it was originally intended, things could go wrong. Like, you could throw a rod, you could do all kinds of things. So it's like, I didn't want that in my mind moving forward. So that's why I was like, you know what, just gonna make this car look crazy, look good, sound good, whatever, and I'm gonna leave it at that, and I'm gonna get something else. So to me, Scatpacks is a good level. Like, once you get there, it's good, man. Don't be like, you see your boys with Hellcats and all that, you like, oh, I gotta get one because they got one. It ain't about that, man. It's what's comfortable for you and what's financially stable for you. Like, don't just jump out there because you can jump out there and get a Hellcat and you think you know what you're doing and blah blah blah, because that's another thing, man. If you go from a V6 to a Hellcat and like you ain't ready for it, you crash that car, then what? Like, it don't even it was good for nothing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I went from a Scatpack to a Hellcat and still almost crashed my damn car. Like, you know what I mean? So anything's possible, guys. Like, there's some power that you have to respect. as much as I play around in my car and all that, I still respect this car, because this car can get away from you easily. That's why I don't go into track mode, and rarely do I go into full sport mode, where as though the stability and everything is in sport mode. I normally keep that in street, and I keep or the traction. I keep that in street, and I put everything else in the sport. Like, that's my main setting, you know, when I double tap. So I'm just saying, guys, like, you gotta be cautious, you gotta be wary of the overall power that you're gonna get when you jump into a Hellcat. So you gotta be ready for it. I've seen people, shoot, I know some people that's jumping from Scatpacks to freaking red eyes and all that, and it's like, you better be careful. That's a lot of power. That's 797. That ain't no joke, you know what I mean? So, especially in like heavy rain and stuff like that, like wet, cold conditions outside, man, it is so easy for this rear end to come around. Like, listen, I chirp tires all the time in my 392. Like, that throttle in there, that throttle response, it feel like I got a power commander or a pedal box or whatever it is. It feel like I got one of them in my Scatpack. That's how that thing move out. But this one, it seemed like it's a little more, you know, you got to press on the pedal a little harder to make it, you know, try to get out there. But hey, man, like I said, the power is there, so you got to be careful with it. So I'm telling you, starting with level is financially good for you, that you can like build upon a car. You know what I mean? Like me, I'm kind of like, I make good money, but it's like I can't put as much money into these cars like how I want to, you know what I mean? I could if I didn't have, let's say if I ain't had my Scat. Come on, you can imagine the stuff that I could be doing to this car. It'd be crazy. But, you know, understand, like, that car payment matters. That insurance matters, because that's gonna be your means to be able to generate, you know, more content, you know, more views, to, you know, get paid, and basically to just draw more people into your channel. So that's why I say keep everything as low as possible, so you can have everything available to move up. So if you look at some of these other YouTubers that's kind of like, I ain't gonna say they big, but they're a nice size. They 50,000. Well, I say they big, 50,000 to 100,000 subscribers. Like, look when they first started out. Like, most of them, they didn't start out with no freaking Hellcat. Like, you know what I mean? They started out with 5.7s or some even with V6s. So it's like, I'm telling you, that's the best blueprint to build your channel. Like, don't just go straight for the top. Or how Slim say, don't go for the top of the moot unless you got top of the moot money, if you get what I'm saying. Me, I care more about me having the car than everything else. That's why I'm like, I'm getting a Hellcat. Everything else will come secondary, you know what I mean? Like, I wanted a Hellcat. So even if I got my Hellcat and I did nothing to it, I wanted a Hellcat. So that's why I was like, I'm getting it, I'm not worried about it, you know? And my Scat is super done up. Like, you guys seen it on the channel. Like, I got so much money invested in that car. So it's kind of hard for me to even want to try to get rid of it, because it's like, I'm too attached to that car, you know what I mean? So that's why my wife drives it. I'm happy that she drives it. She loved the car. Like, we're good. 9 times out of 10, even though I wanted that Durango and all that, we still wanted the Durango for the family. It's gonna be extremely, extremely hard to get rid of that Scatpack, because one, I'm not gonna get nowhere near the money that I put into it, and then two, I just put so much into it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's my baby, you know what I mean? I don't just want to just give it away to somebody. You know, it's my baby. Like, I love that car. even to this day, like when I jump in it, like I just drove it, what was that, yesterday, day before? I think it was the day before. Even just getting into it, driving it, like I love that car, and it's a total different feel than in my Hellcat. Like, you know what I mean? My Hellcat feels more like tight and like a tank, and that Scatpack, it just feels nimble. You just feel more nimble. Like I can move around in that car, so I love it. That's why I don't want to get rid of it. And like I said, it's good for the channel, man. It's good for all my peoples with Scatpacks, and then, you know, I got the Hellcat. It's good for all my people who either have Hellcats or they like Hellcats, and they, you know, this is their dream car. So that's why I want to keep both. But I just wanted you guys to understand, like, when you're starting this, and look, I know other guys on here, you got maybe Camaros, Corvettes, Ford Mustangs, Cadillacs, ATSVs, CTSVs, ATSs, whatever. This goes for you too. I'm saying, like, if you're gonna start a YouTube channel and you're gonna do car content, make sure you go to the appropriate level of whatever vehicle you're gonna get, to where as though it leaves you room to be able to have the money to be able to you know, do upgrades on your car, and, you know, make the car look better, faster, or whatever. You don't want to use all your money, like just having a car and making payments on it and paying insurance like that. It doesn't, nobody's gonna come to your channel just to see the same car every day, unless you just, like I said, you out there, like you throw some tires on it and you out racing everybody. Then it's like, okay, you're gonna get some traffic on your channel because people gonna be into the racing and all that. But a lot of people are into modifications and customizations on the cars, so a lot of people like to see that too. You know what I mean? Like I said, it gives people ideas of what they may or may not want to do to their vehicle. So unless you're building a strictly race channel, then I would say go for the lowest model and then work your way up. Because you gotta think, like I said, as long as you keep it as though the value of the vehicle is somewhere around what you owe and all that, in the end, you can make an even swap. You can even trade, or might get a little bit more money for whatever you trade or getting rid of. So you'll be good in the end. And there's not too many things you have to do to those cars, like those cars, to get it looking and sounding the way you want, and then you can get rid of it, you know. Unlike me, I daily drive mine, so I can't get rid of it because the miles is way beyond where it should be at this point. But it is what it is. So, but that's all I'm trying to say to you guys is, like, start at the appropriate level and work your way up. Like, you're gonna get bigger, better, faster cars if you keep building, and it's gonna take you a while. It's gonna take you, like, depending on what type of content you bring into the game, man, it's gonna take you anywhere from 6 months, 2 years to really generate a nice amount of change. You know what I mean? A nice amount of return on the YouTube thing. So once again, guys, like I said, go to the appropriate level that your finances can handle and just build upon it, and you'll get to where you want to go. So you can go from a V6 up to a Hellcat. You know what I mean? It's just gonna take time, and you ain't gotta rush it. You're not in a race against nobody. Like, who am I racing against on my channel? Like, it's my channel, is what I bring to it, is what I say to you guys, or put up or upload, and you respond to it. So I'm not in competition with nobody. Like, you know what I mean? So just think of it that way. If anything, you're in competition with yourself to be able to do better and make your channel better. So that's why I depend a lot on you guys, you know, to give me feedback, because it helps me, you know, really have that critical thinking of where as though how I really want to take it. You know what I mean? Because I could have had a channel where I was going bonkers, like I'm just pulling up on everybody, running down on everybody, just freaking flying. You know what I mean? Racing everybody with my Hellcat, yada yada. But nah, my job don't allow that. So that's why you guys don't see me go crazy in my car. Like, I do some things, but I don't go crazy, because nah, I need my job. So that's why you guys gotta be cognizant of that. You know what I mean? Now, if you got a different type of job that can handle you getting, you know, traffic tickets and all that crazy stuff, then more power to you. You can be out there on that race scene, and you can be, you know, racing every car known to man that's out there. But I'm not like that. Once I start my racing, I'm gonna be down at the track. So until then, that's not me for the channel. I just want to give you guys everything else. And you guys been enjoying it. That's why I thank you guys, man. You guys are #1, man, for real. Like, we came a long way since freaking, what is it, March? So about 8 months, about 8 months. We've grown over 2,000 subs. So, hey, man, all you guys, man, I appreciate you for being there. Taking the time out to, you know, watch my vlogs, you know, like, comment, give me feedback. This year is almost at an end, but we did good for the year. 2021 gonna be, I hope, a lot better as far as on the world. I don't think we're going back to normal anytime soon, but I hope we can get it to where as though it's some normalcy. You know what I mean? So who knows? Maybe car shows might come back around again, the big ones, and we'll see, man. I don't know, but let's be optimistic, guys. Let's say it's gonna happen. So next year, I'm pretty much just grinding all next year, because, you know, I got to take care of some stuff. And I want to take this car to the next level. So I got a lot of things on my mind of what I want to do with this car. So we're gonna get it there. We're gonna take it to the next level. But I really do appreciate you guys. I can't say it enough. I know I done said it like a million times, and I'm gonna keep saying it. I appreciate all you guys, man, guys, gals, all of you, for giving me your time and, you know, subscribing to the channel. So just gonna wrap this one up, guys. But if you're new to the channel, remember, smash that like button, subscribe, turn on that notification bell to stay up to date with all the new content.